in Pisces right now. It happens to be in my person. Jupiter, Neptune, in Pisces right now. It happens to be in my personal 7th house at this very moment in time. Jupiter cycle can last you anywhere from 12 to 14 months. They say Pisces is your dreams. Might as be your wildest dreams. And here on this Sunday, come to ask, true love really real? Is love really real? As an astrologer and a man of science, and a man who's a human being that's lived a life, gotten hurt, broken, stabbed, happy, joy, everything, it's not real. Not real. And even though I've been cut by words and inflictions to my psyche and my mental, you beg to wonder why we even live in this reality with all the emotions that we have, right? With all the perspectives on this reality that we got. And you sit back and realize there's no such thing as love. And I can prove it to you too. They say the 7th house points to your first partnership, relationship, marriage, anything that resides you to sign some sort of contract, be in a lawful agreement with somebody else. Most people want to look at this as marriage, twin flame, all of that. It's lies. It's lies. Because if you look to your 9th house, that will point you to your second partnership, your second relationship, your second marriage. 11th house, 3rd. 1st house, 4th. 3rd house, 5th. 5th house. What is 5th house? 6th. And then 7th house, you're going full circle. So it doesn't matter how many times you have been married, the astrology chart will show you each and every single last relationship, how well it would go, what events would happen in it. So it doesn't really matter if you're in your 4th relationship or not, or you've been in one your entire life or none at all. It would have pointed you to how exactly it would play out. Now, if you want to make a claim that the first one is your true love match because it is the first one, I can't really claim that. If you want to make a claim that is better than the others because it comes before, I can't really claim that either. No, I really can't. And on this Sunday, we go to places, institutions, religious organizations that claim from their book that as long as you put faith in your Lord, your God, or whatever the case may be, you will find that person. Now, astrology is the template of God. It is the design of all things that we see, hear, and use in this reality. So in one context, they're right. But the way they go about it, if you just sit there and start believing, you ain't gonna find shit. I'm sorry, you won't find somebody on that wheel. And the person you win at that moment in time, you might have gotten with your 4th, your 5th, your 6th person. And if you really want to say that the first person was the one that was right for you, guarantee you, if I tell you about your chart, you're gonna already say, yep, I've met this person already. But then that begs the question, if you truly believe that first person is the one that's right for you, and I prove to you that you are now in your 3rd or 4th relationship and you skipped over that first person, are you going to end it with that person you're at and are with right now? So go back to that first person? You're gonna drop your pride, you're gonna drop your pain, you're gonna drop everything that was wrong about that person, all the bad thoughts you had about them, they had about you, to go back to them now with that new knowledge in your head? I tried. I told you. I'm a human. I tried. I really did. No matter how I tried. It didn't work. Then what I tried to go back to the one that seemed like number one. Everyone else that came before, I can't do it. Everyone else that came before the one I presumed to be my number one, can't find them anywhere. Which makes me presume after your first one and you go into your second one, you can never come back to your first one ever again. No. You just go through the cycle again until you land on somebody else that has the exact same traits and qualities that will appear in your life that last person that gave you in that other position. But what if you're the person who don't like your first one? What if you're the person who don't like the first try? Well, that works even better for you. Like I said, you have 7, 9, 11, 1, 3, and 5. You got 6 different variation of partners you can have in this lifetime. 6. There are 12 zodiac signs, which are really just 2 groups of 6 people, men and women. And you have 6 different options of partner you're allowed to have. Not one. They say in these Bibles and in these books that God is an abundant God. What does abundance mean? More than you need. So instead of living in a world where we are told we need 1 man for 1 woman, you got 6. And vice versa, there's 6 women for men, yada yada, whatever the case may be. But you got 6. You got 6 different ones. And sometimes, if you have, for example, Mars in your 7th house, and your 7th house happens to be Aries, your first love is going to be abusive to you. Very abusive. Arguing, screaming, hitting, beating, maybe even murder. Maybe even murder. So in some instances, you don't ever want to stay with your first love. In some of your instances, you may never even want to stay with the person you now consider to be a twin flame. In reality, there's, like I said, 6 types, but there's an infinite possibilities of all 6 of them. As a man growing up in this world, I'm not going to worry about the women. Because again, the 7th house isn't just marriage, it's partnership. If you got a homie, you have a friend, you have an acquaintance that you can do legalized business with, that you can start a company with, that you can work together to get something accomplished, do that instead. Do that instead, because there will always be time to find a partner for that specific thing in your life. You don't need to jump at every single person that you see in the streets. It makes it more efficient once you just know who you are allotted by God in this life to get. Instead of hitting on 20 girls, you know out of the 20 which 6 are different, and which out of those 20, which 6 are the ones you're actually going to be able to get. And based off of those 6, if you run through them in order, remember, you're going to find all 6 of their traits, run through them in order, then you can get the next one in the type that you want. It's a system to everything. And again, I tried the love thing. I tried, even with this knowledge. Before I had it, now that I have it, and long after, I tried. And it just lets me show you cannot usurp the work of God. Just can't do it. Just can't do it. But it's freeing. It's real freeing. And the more you learn and find out about this knowledge, because I don't know everything. I know less than 1%. I know less than 1% of 1% of everything. So if you want to get it to that level of detail, you can do it. But like I said, you got to follow the steps in order. You can't skip around. First step would have to be coming through me. Get a reading. After that, I could probably show you where I learned my stuff from. Because I'm not giving you out no names. I ain't giving you out no names. And if somebody comes to my source saying that I put them on, no, I didn't. I didn't sponsor you. Gotta go through me. But besides that, the 8th house also speaks to fornication. but not in a taboo way. Procreation. It also speaks to decay as well as regeneration. And when procreation happens, there's usually some sort of regeneration, but a decaying process happens along the lines in the terms of male to female reproductive system. The male makes a vast amount of specimens, but only one will survive. A vast amount of specimens are set out, but only one will ever survive. And out of that one sperms, 2, 4, 8, 16, they can turn into twins. They can turn into Siamese twins. They can turn into default, but it's all from that one that makes it. Everyone, all of the rest of them decay. It's only that tiny one that all other possibilities come from. So in reality, you can really narrow down all your options just back to the source of where it came from. That's all it is. Am I going to cry at this revelation? Am I going to be half-hearted, sad about this revelation? No, again, I'm a young man now. That was all child things. And deep down, I feel like every man in here knew. And again, this works vice versa, yada, yada, yada. But I feel like deep down, everybody in here knew. This ain't anything new that I'm saying. Not at all. Not at all. And the sooner society as a whole can now realize what path we are now going down and why they are in the predicaments they are today and what to do if they want to change a predicament, we can further move along into this age of Aquarius right on time. Because in reality, when you're talking about the 8th house, regeneration, decay, procreation, or Pluto, if you want to look up what that planet points to, nothing happens before its time. Nothing happens after its time. Everything happens on time in the grand scheme of things and in hindsight. So, if you're going to stress, that's your prerogative. If you're going to take over, that's your prerogative too. I'm still learning. I'm nowhere near done. I'm just doing what I need to do to get through this. And then spreading the knowledge back out. Hope y'all can see my point. I'm out.